hour, but not the only deal we saw today. Elsewhere, the Buffalo Sabres trade Rasmus Ristolainen to the Philadelphia Flyers for Robert Hagg and a couple of picks, notably the Sabres taking the Flyers' first-rounder tonight, which is the 14th pick, but realistically it's the 13th overall pick because Arizona loses their pick at 11.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've been talking about moving Rasmus Ristolainen in Buffalo for a couple of years now. That's kind of come to a head after last season. For Philadelphia, they acquired Ryan Ellis. Now they have Ristolainen, so that right side of their defense looks a lot different now. Ristolainen's just 26 years old. He was a first-round pick, 8th overall in 2013. I think it's worth the risk. I still think there's something. I think Rasmus Ristolainen, his best days are ahead of him. When you've played in Buffalo, you've played on bad teams, you've played for, quite frankly, bad and inexperienced coaches, you have a lot of reasons why things don't go your way. I think he'll have no excuses now, Johnny, in Philadelphia. This will be his opportunity to really show if he's a National Hockey League player at a high level or not. Philadelphia gives up, yeah, that first-round pick, but they're trying to win now. And they give up a player in Robert Hagg, who has a chance now with a change of circumstance, maybe to show that he's a better player than he's shown so far in his career in Philly.
Yeah, you're right, EJ, but it seems like a really steep price to pay for Rasmus Ristolainen. He's on his last year of his contract, and I understand, like, the underlying numbers for Rasmus Ristolainen are quite frankly, quite poor. And some of that has to do with Buffalo, some of that has to do with usage, confidence. He's probably not as bad as maybe some of the numbers can make him look. But to give up a player, a first-rounder, and another draft pick, and if you also think about the salary they had to move out to make this move, you're talking about Gostisbehere and the picks required to move him out of there. That's a lot of assets heading out the door to get a defenseman who, even if he plays a smaller role, you expect probably better results if he's not thrust in that number one pair. They got Ryan Ellis that can play ahead of him. That will help him. It seems like a really, really steep price to pay for Rasmus Ristolainen right now, given what he's shown the last couple of years, playing in Buffalo or not. I expect him to be better, but I'm not sure if this price feels like a bit of an overpayment to me. And one thing worth considering, we talk about analytics and what those numbers might dictate. They were not always kind to Rasmus Ristolainen. One of the new members of the Buffalo Sabres front office, Sam Ventura, came over from Pittsburgh, a really smart, analytically driven guy, and perhaps he has some say in these kind of transactions, saying, you know what, maybe the numbers that I'm seeing, my evaluation maybe says we should move along from Rasmus Ristolainen. I think Kevin Adams, kudos. That is a massive haul for Rasmus Ristolainen. I would not have anticipated a draft pick that high or another draft pick attached to it for taking Ristolainen straight up.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add about guys that leave Buffalo is I can remember a couple of years ago, people were saying, boy, Ryan O'Reilly, I mean, the Blues gave up so many assets to get Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, why would they do that? Well, Ryan O'Reilly has been a pretty good pickup for the St. Louis Blues. I put an asterisk next to everybody who I think is a player in Buffalo, because it has been a train wreck. It's been one bad management group after another. It's been one bad coaching staff after another. There's plenty of excuses. The good news for Ristolainen and for the Sabres, hopefully down the road, there's no more excuses. Buffalo feels comfortable with their new group. Ristolainen's going to go to Philadelphia. Now he's got a chance to see if he can play, so we will see. This is the good thing about sports. You get a change of scenery, we'll see who's right. I'll be looking forward to it.